Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. Excuse me, it's Judy Clock here at Stamping with Crafty Clock. And we're going to get ready to do our Sunday secret stamping in just a minute. Oh, excuse me. It's about 6:59, so we've got just another minute. So we're going to give people a chance to find us. Hey, Marcia, how are you this evening? Hope you're doing well. It's a little cold in my basement as usual. And I forgot to bring down my sweater, so just bear with me because I'm going to be freezing. I don't know why it's so cold. I guess he keeps it cooler on the first floor, and the basement's always much cooler than upstairs. All right, so I hope you're going to like the card we have today. I do want to start with a disclaimer. Last week, someone left a comment that it took too long to see the card, and I agree. We don't reveal the card until the end, but that is done purposefully. This is a stamp along event. So those of you at home that are watching can play along and make your card as we go. So it is not a live demo. So we will not show the card until after the last hint has been revealed. So if it takes too long, again, I apologize, but that's just the way this event is structured. We want to make sure that we can give our viewers that are playing along at home enough time to gather their supplies and make the card. All right. So I see we have a couple of people here. Just leave me a note. Let me know where you're all. Hey, Ann, how you doing? All right. Yeah, it's pretty cold here. All right. So let's get going. Let me go over our first hint. I posted on Friday, or if you are on my mailing list, you got this in your email. You needed a piece of cardstock that was 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 1 1/4. A piece of basic white cardstock, 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. Another piece of basic white cardstock, size for whatever punch or die cut or label that you were going to use for whatever sentiment you chose. I used the postage stamp punch because that fit my sentiment. A piece of designer series paper that is 4 by 5 1/4, but make sure you like both sides because you're going to use both sides. All right. And then a stamp set with some small images and sentiments. Oh, pardon me. Coordinating inks, and then, of course, embellishments of your choice. So that was our first hint. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. Now, remember, when you're done, say that you're done with the hint that we're on, like hint 2, so I know that we can move along and keep it moving so everybody doesn't get frustrated. All right. So number 2, orientation matters for this card. So it should have a vertical or portrait orientation. All right. So that's a pretty simple card, pretty simple hint. So hopefully, I always forget to do this. Let me make this bigger so you can see the hints better and make me little. Okay. So make sure that your orientation matters. When you're done, I think we can kind of move on because this one it shouldn't really take any time for you to just orient your card in a vertical or portrait orientation. All right. So moving on to number 3, hint 3. We're going to stamp a small image in the upper right-hand corner of your large piece of basic white cardstock. You have to recut your DSP. Oh, I'm so sorry, Anne. Hi, Claudette. You're just watching? Well, I know, and it's your birthday month, so happy birthday to you. Then we're going to place, once you've stamped the image that you want to do in the upper right-hand corner, we're just going to put that aside until hint 5. Yeah, sometimes if you have a DSP that has a definite orientation, you might have to recut it. I'm sorry, Anne. I'll have to remember next time to say how the DSP should be cut. So apologies for that. I'll get this together eventually. It's only like, I don't know, my 4th week of doing this. So it's a learning environment as we go along. You know, I'm learning how I have to do it to make it easy for you. Oh, good. I'm glad, Claudette. So we're going to learn together as we go along. Hopefully by the time, a couple of months have rolled along, I'm a pro at this and you guys are having a good time. All right. So I see some people are starting to be done with number 2. Perfect. Just let me know again when you're done. All right. And then we'll move on. Again, these are pretty simple hints, I think. All right, we are going to move along and we're going to go to hint number 4. So you want to stamp your sentiment on your piece of basic white cardstock label, and if you have to punch it or die cut it, whatever you want to do, just get your label ready. And then we're going to put that aside until hint number 12. So just let me know when you're done with number 4. And I don't know if my my allergies are kicking up or what, but wow, all congested today. Which was funny because I was outside almost, well, for about an hour this afternoon and I was fine. And I came inside. And now it's like, my nose is all stuffed up. Okay. Let me know when you guys are all done with number 4. And again, like I said, this is a stamp along event, so we will not reveal the card until the end. Sorry, excuse me. My apologies. I don't know what is wrong with me tonight. All right, so we're moving along. We're getting done with number 4. Perfect. Okay. I just think this is kind of one of my favorite designs, and I think I might do this for Stampin' Bingo in September. We're having our next Stamping Bingo at the end of September, and we're going to be featuring the Rustic Harvest stamp set in DSP. I'm also using that for my September workshop. So you guys are going to be sick of that one by the end of September. But it's such a pretty set. I thought we could do 2 events with it. And this way you get more bang for your buck if you have it. Okay, so moving on to number 5. Okay, then we're going to put the big piece of basic white cardstock that we had from hint 3. We're going to adhere that to the inside of our card. You can kind of see some of the print from the page beyond bleeding through. It's a long hint. Has anyone heard how Sharon Armstrong is doing? Is she better? Let me know when you guys are done with number 5. And we'll just keep moving right along. All right. Okay, people are still working on number 5. Okay, getting done. All right. Then I'm going to start seeing some done with 5s. Okay. Now to create the diagonal score line on your card front, you want to open the card, and you want to place the card front on your paper trimmer, turning it so the fold line is on the scoring track, and then the right edge of the card, approximately 2 inches from the top edge, is also on the scoring track, and then just score. You want to create a diagonal score line from like the top of the card by the fold down about 2 inches on that right edge. Yeah, me neither, Ann. And I had signed up for that like summer creative retreat with the 5 of them or the 4 of them, and they said they were going to like let us know when she was back to do the mystery stamping, and I haven't gotten that email, so I would suspect that she's probably still under the weather. So fingers crossed that it's nothing serious and that she's back on her feet again soon. I think this is one of my favorite designs to make. I think I'm going to use this for Stampin' Bingo. Did I say that already? I'm losing my mind. But I like it because it's a neat way to show both sides of your DSP. Pardon me. We've had some thunderstorms rolling through at night. So, okay. So Marcia, let me get you my, let me get my trimmer so I can show you. Okay. All right. So here is my trimmer. So here we have like a card base. Okay. Now we want to take and put this end up here where the fold is. We're going to put that on the scoring track. And then I'm going to just I'm going to guess. It doesn't have to be exactly 2 inches, but I'm just going to turn it. Can you see this? So the right edge is also in the scoring track. And then I'm just going to zip it up and score it so that we're creating a little diagonal score line that we're then going to fold that way. Okay. So does that help? Oh, thanks, Claudette. That sounds good. Was that better, Marcia? Do you have a better understanding of what we're doing in this step? Sort of. Okay. You know what? If you don't follow along, don't worry about it. Just do the best you can. And whatever card you make is going to be absolutely beautiful. So sometimes we just have to go off and do our own thing, and that's perfectly fine. So the inside fold line and the right edge of the card. Yes, exactly. So here's my card base. It's open. There's my fold line, right? At the 4 1/4. This is my right edge. And I just scored a diagonal line. Okay. And it's, it's about 2 inches. If you go 1.5 inches, 2.5, it's fine. So that you just want to create that diagonal score line. Okay. In case you can't guess, this is going to be a fun fold. Okay, Anne's done. All right. So I'll make sure that Marcia is with us. I don't want to get too far ahead because this step was a little, I will admit, it is a little confusing that if you don't sometimes see the demo, it's hard to understand what I'm talking about. I promise you this was probably the hardest piece to do. Okay, you're done. Perfect. Okay, let's move on. So now you're just going to fold that towards the front, and then just, press it with your bone folder. You want to get a nice crease in there. So that's all for number 7. Just fold that diagonal fold. It's almost like you make like a collar fold almost, like this is like a collar, I guess, sort of. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. Okay. Again, number 7 shouldn't be that hard. It's kind of an easy hint. All right, Anne is done. Let's see if Marcia is done. Okay, moving on. Hint number 8. Okay, now we kind of want to do the same thing with our DSP. We want to take it and we want to put, so you have the DSP here. This is like, pretend this is my DSP, or this one's my DSP, right? This is my DSP. I want to put the top left edge in that score line, and I want to turn it so that the right edge is in the score line. And now I'm going to cut it. Now, if you have DSP that is directional, pay attention, because you want to put it, so when you're putting it in the paper trimmer, if you have a one-way direction, put it so the DSP is going in the correct orientation, going, up or down or however it's supposed to go. And then just turn it so that you put the top left edge, and again, about 2 inches down on the right edge, and then we're just going to cut it. So when you're done, you should have 2 pieces of DSP, one that looks like a little triangle and one that looks like, I guess, half a trapezoid. I was never very good at math. I don't know if that's the correct term, but that's what I'm going with. Okay. And unlike our cardstock, we want to cut this piece, not score it. I mean, if you score it first, that's fine. Just go back and cut it. No big deal. But again, like I said, when you're done, you'll have one piece that looks like a little triangle, almost like a right triangle, a right angle triangle. And then a bigger one that's, like I said, looks like half a trapezoid. Okay. For all you math teachers out there, let me know if I'm using the wrong terms. Right, and then just let me know when you're done. Again, if you are just joining us late, this is a stamp along event where people at home play along, just playing with that piece in the card. That's fine. So anyway, this is a stamp along event. The final card isn't shown until the end. So if you are impatient, I apologize, but that's half the fun, is that it gives our viewers at home a chance to play along and make the card. All right. So now you want to adhere the larger piece of your designer series paper to your card front, like placing it under your fold. So again, that after you scored it, it again should look like half a trapezoid. All right, so we're going to put the larger piece under here. And it's okay if it like butts right up against that score line, because really you're not going to see that, because that's going to be folded down over it. So don't worry about that. I promise you, this is all easy from now on. We did the hardest part with those score lines and cut lines. So now it's just really assembling it all. So it was my husband's birthday this weekend. So yesterday he was at a car show. So he had a fun day then. Today, excuse me. The kids came out for lunch. So that was nice. We had a nice little family lunch. And then now he's upstairs. I don't know, I think he's napping. So all in all, a good birthday weekend for him. And then tomorrow, for me, it's back to work. For him, he's retired, so he gets to enjoy the day. It's not too hot. I'll probably go cut the lawn. All right, let me know when you guys are done with hint number 9. Then we'll keep moving along. I have a light in front of me and it's so bright. Sometimes when I'm trying to look at the clock, I squint. All right, we're getting done with 9. Okay. Let's move on to number 10. Now we're going to take that small piece of DSP and we're going to flip it so that the reverse side is showing, and we're going to put that on our little diagonal flap. And if you cut it right, it should fit perfectly. You might maybe trim it just a little bit if you don't like the way it fits, but it should fit pretty perfectly right in there. And that's why I said you use both sides of the DSP, so make sure it was something that you liked both sides. Done 9 and 10. Good. All right. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of easy, right? Just doing the adhering of the DSP. It's not hard. All right. Let me know when you're done. I see a couple of you are done with 10. Let me know a couple more people are done with 10. We'll move on to number 11. All right. I'm going to move on to number 11. So now we want to secure that diagonal flap to the card front with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay. Oh, well, so just cut another piece, Marcia. It's okay. Don't worry about it. The only it won't fit. That's why you're going to have to just cut another piece. But you can actually finish up the rest of the card and just go glue that other piece of DSP on later. It doesn't affect the card. And if you like the way it looks without the DSP, you can also leave it off. So totally your call. I've done that though, where I've done put the glue on the wrong side and they're like, I didn't mean to do that. I think everybody's actually done that. So that's what happens when you're a crafter. You just get busy and you forget and you're just not paying attention and you do the wrong thing. We can always fix it though. So like I said, if it doesn't need the DSP. You can leave it with just the plain cardstock. I would still go ahead and secure it with the Stampin' Dimensionals, because if you decide you want to add the DSP, you can certainly go back and do that at a later point in time. It won't affect the overall final product. Let me know when you all are done with number 11. Okay, just waiting for a couple of people to say they're done. Okay, done. All right, moving on. Now, I say here to attach your label from hint 4 to the card front with Stampin' Dimensionals. Let me add, if you want to put some ribbon or some twine or something, and you want to attach it to so it's the back of the label and it kind of comes out the top and the bottom or the sides, you can do that in this step. So if you want to do that, go ahead and, oh goodness, my daughter. All right, I lost this now. Here we go. Are we back? We're back. I apologize. I even put my phone on Do Not Disturb, but that was weird. Anyway, so if you want to attach ribbon to the back of your label, now is the point in time when you should do that. You don't have to. It's completely optional, but I just wanted to let you know that if you choose to do that, because sometimes I if I have linen thread or twine or something, I like to just kind of wrap it in circles, then just kind of adhere it to the back of my label. Just, adds another little embellishment. So that's that. So go ahead and just do that and, attach your label. Let me know when you're done with number 12. And then we'll keep going. All right. Let me know if you're done with number 12. All right, we only have one more hint. Okay. So hint number 13 is just add any embellishments as desired. If you want to add, sequins or rhinestones or pearls, whatever you want. And if you're ready, I will show you my card so that you can see what my card looked like. So that was my card. This is that new Celebration DSP. I forget what it's called. And I used the Artistically Inked stamp set. I used Sweet Sorbet for my card base, and I used Sweet Sorbet and Starry Sky ink. And this is the Sweet Sorbet ribbon, and I have some of those iridescent pearls up there. So that was my sample card. I love this fun fold. It's one of my favorites because we get to show off both sides of the DSP. All right. Thank you all so much for playing along. I hope you had fun. I love doing this with you. I love sharing my passion for creating and making cards. So thank you all so much for supporting me. And I will see you all next Sunday. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye.